Hey there HHD students, my name's Andy, I'm a VCE Health and Human Development teacher. In this short video we're going to look at answering the 2020 VCE HHD Exam Question 2. Just a reminder, over at the Health Resources Hub YouTube channel, a new video like this one is coming out each day between now and the HHD exam this year. You can subscribe with the button in the bottom corner of the video there. Please let your HHD friends know they can do so too to access all of those videos. In the September break coming up, which is just over a week away, I'm running the ACE HHD exam preparation sessions. You can book a spot to those at book.acevce.com. Make sure you leave enough time for your posted notes to arrive, so please head there and book a spot soon if you'd like to attend. You can see our social media links there if you'd like to follow us and get alerts to the new videos coming out each day, and also our email if you've got any questions or suggestions for videos you'd like me to work on. You can see here question 2 in the 2020 exam was worth 12 marks. It started with some stimulus material about Stuart, a 58-year-old father of 3. He and his wife owned and managed a cafe. He'd spend his spare time with his children and close network of friends. And then it said he'd recently experienced depression and had to take some time off work to focus on his condition and receive medical care. It mentioned it had a significant impact on his mental, social and emotional health and well-being. He experienced depression in the past and had a number of strategies to assist with the recovery process, and that he and his family had private health insurance, hospitals and extras. So you can see that A for 2 marks was asking you, other than treatment in a public or private hospital, list one health service that Stuart could access that's covered by Medicare and one health service that could be accessed through private health insurance. So you can see there for Medicare, you could have listed things such as GP consultations, specialist consultations, pathology tests such as blood tests. And for private health insurance, you could have listed something like a private counsellor, private physiotherapist, private chiropractor. So there's quite a range of different services you could have listed there for the 2 marks. B for 4 marks was asking you to identify 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages of private health insurance, and they provided this form of table for you to answer that question in. Make sure for these kinds of questions you're not too brief. So for an advantage of private health insurance, you're talking about the fact that you might be able to access a private doctor, in a private hospital of your choice, or you might talk about there might be shorter waiting times for certain elective surgeries such as hip surgery. For disadvantage, you might talk about it can be costly as there's annual premiums involved, which can be quite expensive. You could also mention that it doesn't necessarily offer the full range of healthcare services as part of private health insurance, and so not everything might be covered. So there's obviously a range of advantages and disadvantages that could have been used to answer that particular question. C was then asking you for 2 marks to explain how Stuart's current situation may have an impact on his emotional health and well-being. So make sure you use a piece of stimulus material to answer a question like this, and then link into an example of emotional health and well-being. So you could have said something along the lines of Stuart experiencing depression might mean that his ability to bounce back from setbacks and challenges might not be at an optimal level, and therefore that might contribute to a reduction in his resilience, which might negatively affect his emotional health and well-being. So there's a range of different ways you could have answered this question. And you can see in the examiner's report, there was under 50% were able to achieve 2 marks. So make sure for those various dimensions of health and well-being that you know different examples and you can link them to stimulus material. For D, then you're asked to explain how Stuart's emotional health and well-being could have an impact on his social and spiritual health and well-being. So you had to then give an example of emotional health and well-being to begin with. So you could have talked about Stuart might find it difficult to manage the range of emotions he might be experiencing as a result of depression, and that might then contribute to conflict, between friends or loved ones and have a negative impact on his relationships. So that could be an example for social health and well-being. You could have then talked about how the negative, perhaps, emotions that Stuart might be experiencing as a result of his reduction in emotional health and well-being, such as more maybe sadness or anger, might mean that it finds it difficult to return to normal activities such as work, which might reduce his ability to have a sense of purpose in life or to make connections with others. And so that sense of belonging might be reduced as well. So there's various ways you could have answered that question, but you can see there it wasn't answered very well at all, with only 3% of the state able to achieve full marks for that particular question there. So that's a good one perhaps to go back and practice. Okay, hopefully you found that video useful. A reminder, the Health Resources Hub YouTube channel, the ACE HHD exam preparation sessions, our social media links, and our email. Thanks so much.